I'm Ed Kelly, editor of The Oklahoman. Will there be a so-called Truth Commission in Washington to expose possible abuses during the fight on terrorism in the Bush years? And what is Congress's role in all this? To answer these questions is Chris Castile, chief of The Oklahoman's Washington Bureau and a frequent contributor here on News OK TV. Okay, Chris, is the idea of a Truth Commission inevitable despite President Obama's general but passive opposition to it? And if so, what would it look like, and should it be tasked with finding out?
Well, no, I don't think it's inevitable that there would be a Truth Commission. This idea of an outside commission appointed by the president, I guess with the approval of Congress, to look into what kind of enhanced interrogation methods might have been used in the aftermath of 9/11. In fact, it seems like that the president at the White House is trying to tamp down the idea of a Truth Commission right now, as is Senate Democratic leader Harry Reid, who just wants the Senate Intelligence Committee inquiry, which is going on behind closed doors, to do its work. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has come out for a Truth Commission, right. So there's obviously some divide there between her and other Democratic leaders in this town. And you've got outside groups like the ACLU asking for the Attorney General Eric Holder to appoint a special prosecutor. This story is moving, so fast, and so many questions are being raised, and you just have to wonder, really, at this point, whether the White House, was really made some political calculations about this, whether they were aware of what might result from the release of these memos about these enhanced interrogation tactics that were used. So I'm not sure that anything is inevitable right now, except for this ongoing Senate Intelligence Committee meeting. But it definitely looks like the Obama White House is trying for right now to lay aside the Truth Commission idea, say let's move forward and not look backward at this. But they started it in a way. Right.
How involved was Congress in this interrogation program during this decade? Various sources say both Democratic and Republican leaders, including Nancy Pelosi, were briefed numerous times on the program and the so-called enhanced techniques, but Pelosi says she was never told that such techniques were being used.
Right. The Speaker told reporters yesterday that there was a briefing where a very select few, and again, it's not like that, they had some closed-door meeting with 535 members of Congress to talk to them about. There had been a very, very small number of members of Congress that would ever have been briefed about any of this. And what the Speaker said was all they were told was that they had the legal basis for these enhanced interrogation techniques. She said that they were never told that, say, waterboarding was being used, just that they felt like they had the legal clearance for it. And the other thing that she noted was, these briefings aren't where they come and ask people for permission, ask the lawmakers for permission to do things. She says they just come and notify you that such things, are under discussion or whatever. I was a little confused by a statement made by Michigan Congressman Republican Pete Huckstra yesterday, when he said that Congress had approved and funded these programs through the years. As you remember, back in your day here, and when David Bourne was Intelligence Committee Chairman, there's actually, it's not even public how much the intelligence community, the CIA, NSA, it's not even public how much money they get overall every year in the budget, much less some black box program like this. So I'm not really sure what he's trying to say about that. But in any event, it would have been a very, very small number of people, say the chairman and ranking members of intelligence committees, say the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee and the top it would have been a Democrat at that time, and same for the House. And Nancy Pelosi was the ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee back, I believe, in 2002, and they were talking about some of these briefings occurring. But again, it would have been maybe the very top leaders of the House and Senate. I mean, they try to keep this as close to the vest as possible. So Congress's involvement in this would have been a very, very few people, and it's not clear from what we know now what exactly they were told about what was being done.
Okay, Chris, fair enough. Job well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed.
Stay here on News OK for more coverage of this continuing story.